Dead serious. Hillary Clinton is the CEO and Chief Operating Officer of Bimbo Eruptions Incorporated. Hillary Rodham Clinton may have finally found a way to appropriately reconnect with supporters, especially in Hollywood. What a great service Hillary could provide to the movers and shakers in Hollywood, the casting couch brigade, if you will. You know, she's an expert at these situations. Just like yesterday on TV. Oh, my God, I can't believe it, Harvey. I had no idea that he was like that. I am appalled. I'm giving all the money back that he ever gave me. She's such a wicked witch, isn't she? She's the most, I'm giving the money back. Harvey and his people ran around and tried to hire a crisis PR firm. She waited 5 days and said, what's going to happen with my friend? I wonder if I'm going to have to give all that money back. She's not giving anything back. That's just a soundbite. Yep, Hillary Clinton. Why, she, ladies and gentlemen, has led the most successful war on women ever, don't you know? And, of course, in the process, she has saved her husband's wonderful name, his career, his presidency, and the Democratic Party. So tell me how Harvey could have invested his money any better. Well, I don't think you've seen anything yet. I think he's the first of the dominoes. I think there's a bunch of them on the casting couch that is fixing to fall, if you know what I mean. Well, I just couldn't believe her on TV last night, like she's all shocked and everything. She knows exactly. She's no dummy. She knows exactly what this guy is all about. But, nobody needs to say a word unless you get caught, right? I mean, don't blow your cover. Don't blow your cover, or you might smother if you blow your cover. 956-441-1040. I'm giving out the area code now because we have a lot of listeners from outside the state, believe it or not. 956-441-1040 is our telephone number. Why, we just don't go outside of Webb County. But for the first time ever, we're going out. I should have said we're going outside of Webb County for the first time ever. That's that dyslexia thing going on. Once again, our phone number 441-1040 if you'd like to hear your favorite song. Why, it is Kickback Friday with Jay St. John, your hostess for the mostest, baby. I know that guy next to you ain't turning you on, so let me do it for him. 441-1040, ladies. Whatever you need.
Once I thought I saw you in a crowded, hazy bar, dancing on the light from star to star. Far across the moonbeams, I know that's who you are. I saw your brown eyes turn once to fire. You are like a hurricane. There's calm in your eyes, and I'm getting blown away to somewhere safer where the feeling stays. I wanna love you, but I get so blown away. I am just a dreamer, but you are just a dream. You could have been anyone to me. Before that moment you touched my lips, that perfect feeling when time just slips away between us on our foggy trips. You are like a hurricane. There's calm in your eyes, and I'm getting blown away somewhere
Neil Young there, my friend, like a hurricane. Somebody just pointed this out to me over while I'm looking at my Facebook page. Where do they come up with these numbers? Laredo Morning Times online. Laredo Independent School District Veterans Field Project now has a price tag of $6.4 million. You got to be kidding me. I've been out there on several occasions. 6.4, really? And they need more money. The black guy, what's his name, has left town. The old superintendent, the honest guy. I can't remember his name. I remember he's big and black. Now who's running the place? Jesus. An estimated preliminary cost of $5.98 million was approved by LISD trustees. Most of those guys are on crack. Have you ever checked them out? The district had $4.25 million available funds as of September, and were in need of additional $1.7 million. Where do they come up with these numbers? During the LISD School Board's recent business and support services, I knew everything was just going to go to hell in a handbasket once that guy left. He says, I just can't take it anymore. Really? $6.4 million you need for that little piece of property? Really? That's already developed into what you want it to be developed. What are you going to do to it? Well, what more can you do to it? Put better... Oh, I get it. Put better seating arrangements, and you're going to put a couple of hotel rooms up there, or what are you going to do? $6.4 million. You know, $6.4 million could have bought you about 10 years ago. The field that we have, that wound up costing us. We approved around $7 million for the new baseball field that we have over there by the arena. What's the name of it? Named after a shyster. A shyster trucking company that's always got his little. I'm not gonna mention any names, but you know who I'm talking about. He's always got his nose into everything because he thinks he's impotent. What's the name of that guy? You know who I'm talking about. That field was estimated to cost around $6.5 million. Wound up costing $22 million. Wonder where all that money went. And they modeled it after a field in Grapevine, Texas, in Dallas, over there by Dallas. Subdivision of Dallas. Then it went up to $12 million. And then when that carpetbagger King Carlos came into power, and it went up a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. But by the time it was all said and done, I think it was around $22 million. Now, this little baseball park over there for $6.4 million, really? Why don't you just leave it alone and, maybe redo the stands and the concession part? But let's leave it alone. Why do you every time? Why do these people every time they get these politicians? Every time you get money, you just have to spend it, and you never have enough. There's never enough. Well, we had $4.25 million, but we need an additional $1.7 million to complete the project. No, you have to work within your budget. Flor Ayala Ayala, Ayala. Did I say that right? LISD chief financial officer said, we need more money. Money, 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 money. We need more of your money. And then I see this sign, getting off the beaten path of this ridiculous story, for this little baseball park, or whatever you want to call it. I can't imagine that even costing $1 million. Why don't you get the neighborhoods, or why don't you get all the kids and have a baseball park day and go out there and clean it up, get a little paint up this, just fix up what you have. Why do you always have to? Why do you Democrats always have to spend yourself into oblivion? And then one day it's all going to catch up to you. And guess who's going to be holding the bag? Your kids. Thank you very much, Mom, Dad, because you did nothing about it. So here we have the sheriff, Martin Cuellar. And your service. He wants to spend 125. What is it for this new jail? 125 million, I think it is, something around there. I'm close. Okay, 125 million dollars. Oh, just 125 million. But if you look at the signs that they're starting to tack all over the place here in Laredo, it doesn't say. What was the sign? I can't remember the exact wording. I got a snapshot of it. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to make sure that I quote this right. Doesn't say anything about vote for the new jail. I'm going to pull it up. I'm not going to try to remember what I just had to take a snapshot of it when I sitting there at the red light. Over there on 35 and Shiloh. But it didn't say anything about vote for a new jail, vote for the future, vote for this, blah, 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 blah. It didn't say anything about how much, I mean, it's like, what is this? It's so deceptive. I had to look at it for about a minute just to try to figure out what's going on here. All right, our phone number is 441-1040. Just every time I turn around, it's just spend money that we don't have, you know? We don't have the money. Oh, but don't worry. We'll just bend over the taxpayer one more time. They won't mind. You know, it's a few dollars a month here, a few dollars a month here. LISD's Veteran Field Project is among a collection of projects funded by the $125 million bond, by the way, that you voters approved in 2013, but now it's not enough money. They were supposed to have all this stuff itemized and say, okay, this is going to cost this much, and this is going to cost this much, and so we're going to ask you to vote for the final tab, which was $125 million. But now, 2 years go by, and shit. We're short. We're short. Yeah, we're short. It was gonna cost $5.98 million. Now it's gonna cost $6.4 million, $1.7 million than we first estimated. I don't know. Just since a couple of years ago, I mean, things go up, people. I mean, these people they just. When do you say enough is enough? $125 million jail for Sheriff Martin Cuellar. Well, and you're going to vote for that. You're going to vote for that. It's only going to be a 2-week window or something like that where you can vote for that. And I think voting starts in about a week or 10 days. So nobody's going to be voting. Nobody's going to go out and vote. There's just going to be very few people to vote for. That's how these things pass. All right, our telephone number 441-1040. Brother. How about somebody wanted to hear a little bit of Michael Bolton for Shirley? How am I supposed to live without you, baby? Let me count the ways.
I could hardly believe it when I heard the news today. I had to come and get it straight from you. They said you were leaving. Someone swept your heart away. From the look on your face, I see it's true. So tell me all about it. Tell me about the plans you're making. Oh, tell me one thing more before I go. Tell me how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? How am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone? Don't cry for crying, didn't come here to break down. It's just a dream of mine is coming to an end. And how can I blame you when I built my world around the hope that one day we'd be so much more than friends? I don't wanna know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Oh, even now it's more than I can take. Tell me how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone? Now I don't wanna know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Oh, now that your dream has come true, tell me how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? How am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone?
South Texas Radio Network, Jay St. John here, 724. Our telephone number 441-1040, area code 956, if you will.
Spare a little candle, save some light for me. Figures up ahead, moving in the trees. White skin in linen,
Texas Radio Network, Jay St. John here. It's 7:30. I was just looking at this ruling. A judge has ruled in favor of the Webb County Commissioner's Court for the first time in God knows how long. Well, he's from out of town. A white guy. The latest legal battle with the with our elected commissioners. Webb County Attorney Marco Montemayor filed a temporary restraining order against the court on September 29th, blocked them from creating a civil division of attorneys within their office, whatever the hell that means. Well, what it did was it stripped Mr. Montemayor of 80% of his civil attorneys. Commissioner's Court argued that this action was within their legal bounds, and the presiding judge, Stephen Williams, a white guy, of the 135th District Court agreed. Ho, ho, ho! Well, well, well. Good for you. Webb County Commissioner Jesse Gonzalez, in his capacity as a reserve sheriff's deputy, encourages voters to vote yes on Proposition A starting this Thursday, or next Thursday morning, outside the Webb County Courthouse. Is that this Thursday they started, or is that next Thursday? What's today? This is for the jail, okay? So naturally a deputy, and now a Webb County Commissioner, who I don't know this fella, Jesse Gonzalez, is out there in front of the courthouse cheerleading for you to vote yes on Proposition A, which is, yes, I was a little short, $125 million they want for this jail. And it's going to, let's see, it doesn't sound like a lot of money on your property taxes, but a little here and a little there, and it all adds up. So we are the third already most expensive county to live in when it comes to property taxes in the state of Texas. I don't know if you know that or not. And we have really no quality of life to show for it. I mean, it would be one thing if you had, a real nice park and places to go and things to see and, little things like that. Like what San Antonio has, If you want to go out onto a nice public park, and we don't have any of that. We don't have water parks. We don't have, amusement parks. We don't, what do we have that makes our property taxes so high as far as quality of life? What do we have? Oh, no, I don't know, but yeah, they just love to these cats that run this place. They just love to pick your pocket, don't they? They're picking your pocket for new bus fares. The crippled, the invalid, their bus fares went up about 100%. This last month. Then they want to raise the bridge tax again from 75 cents to $1 because they don't have any money. And then they want to spend for these old beat up houses. They want to. It's just. Where is that? Where is that piece I had? I had a little sheet here that I had written down. I wish you would try to get your show prep done before you get on the radio. That one, I don't want to talk about that one. But, it's just spin. And we don't really see that much as far as quality of life improvements in Webb County. We never really see that much. I mean, we can't be talking about the arena, and we can't be talking about the baseball park We can't be talking about the golf course. That's all separate, whole nother deal, how that's paid for. So we can't be, we just spend so much money here, and we just don't have any quality of life issues to point out and say, this was worth it, or that was worth it. I tell you, these cats in this town, they just, I don't know, man. They just think they have an unlimited amount of money to spend. It's just amazing. Every day I open up the paper, and there it is. More money. Let's spend more money. Now we want to jail for $125 million. Really? $125 million. Don't worry, it's only going to raise your property tax up 13%, depending on the value of your property. But I think the lowest was like $15 a month. The highest is like $30 a month. Let me see here. I'm going to get that chart, and I'm going to read it to you. And of course, they're going to put it up for a vote now, or nobody's going to. The voter turnout will be very, very weak, so it will pass. It will pass. Our phone number here is 441-1040 if you'd like to weigh into what's going on around here with the new jail.
Here we come, walking down the street.
Gonna pick your pocket.
Funniest looks from everyone we meet.
Hey, I'm a Webb County official.
We're the monkeys,
Monkeys.
and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We go wherever we want to, do what we like to do. We don't have time to get restless, there's always something new. Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly, come and watch us sing and play. We're the young generation, and we've got something to say. Oh. Anytime or anywhere, just look over your shoulder, guess who'll be standing there? Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. One time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about our entertainment.
We're the monkeys, and people say we monkey
We don't
around.
have water parks or
We're too busy singing,
anything like that, but
put anybody down. We're just trying to be friendly, come and watch, sing and play.
we got 8-liners.
We're the young generation, and we've got something to say.
That money.
Life is so strange when it's changing, yes indeed. Well, I've seen the hard times and the pressure's been on me. But I keep on working like a working man do. And I've got my act together, gonna walk all over you. Give me back my bullet,
give me back my what? Give me back my bullets? Your bullets. My bullets. Oh, and another thing is, I don't know if these guys that are running the city of Laredo and Webb County are paying any attention at all. But we're just full speed ahead on spending money, James. It's like we need $125 million for a new jail. Yeah. That's going to a new jail. We need $125 million for a new jail. At these hard and pressing times where our economy is fixing to take another slide because we're living in a false economy, and this is just my prediction. Pay no attention to me. Oh, and by the way, the North America Free Trade Agreement, the thing that holds the pants up on Laredo, Texas, kind of a long time punching bag for Donald Trump, NAFTA, if you will,
Sure.
is edging closer towards collapse. I don't know if you know that, if you've heard about it, but this is their going into their fifth round of talks. They've already been talking for the last month in Mexico City, everywhere. So in recent weeks, the president, his administration has spared, or has, well, so far, he could put the hammer down, but he doesn't want to spare this NAFTA thing. He just thinks it's way out of round. It's way in favor of Mexico and Canada and not in favor of the United States. So all he wants is fair trade.
Sure.
And Mexico and Canada say, we like it the way it is. So we're the biggest. I guess we're the Laredo is built around NAFTA.
It would die on the vine if it wasn't here.
Well, I don't know if it would die on the vine, but it sure would look ugly. And these local politicians just don't think anything's like that could ever happen. But it could.
We're not invincible, folks.
And now the shipping lanes are wide open over there on the west coast of Mexico. They have a new big port.
Okay.
That the Chinese are coming into that port more so than they ever have been in Long Beach. So there's a lot of things that could happen, but nobody's talking about them because nobody really wants to investigate what's happening here. Or you take a story like this, North America Free Trade Agreement going down the tubes. You think everybody would be on that here in Laredo, but not. It's just what it is here. It's just spin, spin, spin. They don't have enough money for Shirley Field. The voters voted for improvements 2 years ago, but they're short a $1.6 million or 7, whatever it is. What do you need that for? What do you need?
It's a high school field.
What are you doing? Why do you always need? It's never, hey, we're under budget or we've met our budget. It's always we need more.
Heaven's sakes, if you're over budget,
man, we need more money. We underestimated just 2 short years ago when everybody voted for this thing. Well, we just need $1.5 million more. It's just never enough. And now the sheriff wants us to approve, which he'll get that approved because nobody's going to go out and vote, $125 million for a new jail facility. And I wonder what his office is going to look like.
Not a jail, I'm sure.
And I bet his office is going to look real good.
Comfy.
Mr. Big Shot.
Comfy chair.
Sheriff Martin Cuellar, Big Shot.
Coffee service.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, man. Just spend other people's money. It's really easy. Really, really easy. And, of course, LISD, they want a couple more $1 million to fix up the old Shirley Field. The 4.5 or whatever it was they got, they didn't get enough a couple of years ago. The voters voted for it. It wasn't enough. It's gone up that much, since a year and a half ago. You know.
Well, is it that they spent what was allocated to them and they still need more?
God
Or have
only knows, James. And he ain't talking to me this morning. Nobody knows. Everything's in this town. Everything is buried. If you look at the city budget, over 450 pages. It's constantly robbing Peter to pay Paul. You have to be real smart to read that budget. The one thing that the city of Laredo or the people that run this place know how to bury things real deep. It would take a forensic accountant, as a matter of fact, probably several of them to figure it out.
a whole cadre of them.
Yeah, and there would be people going to jail too.
If they were given that kind of power,
There would actually be people. Our budget, we have more money coming into the city coffers here that other cities don't have, like the bridge revenue that comes in.
Yeah.
Millions and millions of dollars, and we have nothing to show for it. We have the highest tax rate, property tax rate in the state of Texas, one of the top three. And what do we have here as far as quality of life? Don't count the baseball park, and don't count the golf course, and don't count the arena, because that was all paid for by another tax, sports tax, if you will.
Hotel, rental car.
There you go. Now you're talking. So don't even go, well, we got that out of all of our taxes. No, you didn't. The property taxes? No, you didn't. I mean, we're top heavy on employment everywhere in the county and the city. Our total budget is now, I don't even know.
Something like a little over $700 million.
It's around. It's almost. It's
707.
close to $700 million somewhere. Who God knows, but I know it's around $700 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not enough.
Well, that's not enough. It's never enough. Because they elect these kooks for city council who like to spend other people's money, and they don't budget the money, and they don't think about it. They'll go ahead and tax you, the poor old people that are riding buses. They'll double your fees on the bus fare, so they can get more money. They want to increase the fee for you to cross the bridge, that no one goes over there. See, since nobody goes over there, they all come over here. So they want to actually just charge the poor people of Mexico more money to come over here and shop or do whatever they do, or work on a permit or whatever they do. But, it's just never enough around here. Spend. Like,
well, it's raining pennies from heaven, Jay.
It's just unbelievable. Every time I turn around, I guarantee you the county is broke. And they're not talking about how broke they are, but they're broke. They're broke. And what does the city council do? They vote themselves a big fat raise. It used to be just an honor to be a city councilman. You got, check this out, $1,000 in gas fee allowance.
$250 a week to drive around in Laredo? $250?
And
That's a lot of gas.
They got all kinds of little perks. They got the little credit card, City of Laredo, and now they got a big ass salary. And I'm trying to figure out, that was buried, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. But I know it's when I say big ass, I mean big ass increase. Poor things have to go to a city council meeting. They don't even do their homework. When they all get there, they look like a bunch of buffoons sitting there going, well, who's going to bring up what today? I'll vote for that. I mean, nobody does their homework around here, it seems like. Everybody's too busy trying to be a star. I'm the mayor of Laredo. Big effing deal, man. Every time I see Pete Saenz, he's cutting the cheese somewhere.
Figuratively.
He's farting around. He's cutting the cheese. He's over here glad-handing somebody, cutting a ribbon over here. I guess that's what they do.
Their function is to just be
Yeah.
an ambassador to the city of Laredo.
And the reason why they get away with all this stuff is because nobody bothers to vote, and when they do vote, they just check yes. Everything's check yes. Oh yeah, that's good. Check yes. They have no idea what they're checking yes, but they're checking yes. Well, let me tell you what habit I have. I check no on everything. No.
Well, you cancel some people's vote outs, but not enough.
I'm telling you, this town is going to go broke, and NAFTA is fixing to implode on itself because this guy Trump, man, he's for real. He's not screwing around with this stuff. And you guys think you don't think this can go away, this NAFTA thing? Well, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. And I'll tell you where it started. It started about a year and a half ago when they opened up that big ass port on the west coast of Mexico. So now these ships from China are not. They don't have to go to Long Beach now.
They just bypass.
They just bypass Long Beach. They just go right there to that new port in Mexico. I can't remember the name of it, but y'all just keep messing around and see what. This guy's not fooling around. This Trump guy, he's not your friend.
If you're not his friend, he's not your friend.
He's not your friend. I know he came down here one time, whatever reason, but
During the campaign.
yeah, I think Laredo was one of the first stops. He just wanted to come down here and see what kind of pilfering that was going on. and these politicians here, they spend money like your money, like it's going out of style. I guess it is.
Water just goes through their hands like finger. I mean,
See,
through their fingers like water. I should
No,
say.
I mean, they just they don't. Here this is a $125 million new jail. Where did they come up with that number? Oh, it was 85, and then it went up to 95, and then it went up to 105. Now, what is it now? Oh, it's 125 now. But what did it start out to be? Do you remember that number? Well, it was a lot lower than this number. And it won't be enough when they get it when it's all said and done. They're going to come back for more.
Do you have any idea how many inmates this jail is supposed to accommodate?
738 beds.
Okay.
738 beds. That's a freaking prison. This is supposed to be a county jail, or it's supposed to be a temporary thing.
Yeah, it's a turnstile. Each process, you can send you to the big house.
Yeah. 738 beds. I wonder what the sheriff's office is going to look like. A Taj Mahal? Boy, they just keep yanking you people off. And y'all just say, okay, I'll vote. The thing about it is when these ballots come out, like when the last school district, when you voted for over $130 million, and it was, the thing was like in the middle of the month on some off month, and the only people that voted for it was the people that actually worked for the school district, because everybody else had something else to do, like work, take care of their kids, all that kind of stuff. So it passed. This will pass. This will pass.
No one's going to vote against it.
Nobody's going to vote against it. I mean, but the mentality of some of you just spin. You don't hold these people accountable at all. And they not only spend, they spend more than they should spend. That's why I tell you what, and it's all going to come tumbling down. And it's just a matter of time. And you know who's going to get hurt by it? Your kids. That's who's going to get hurt by all this. Your kids.
Yeah, shit rolls downhill, And your grandkids,
This is
too.
a family show, by the way. I must remind you. Well, I get upset, too. I mean, you're right. Poop rolls. And it's going to catch up with us. And I'm telling you, this crazy-ass Trump, tough talk, man. He means business. Let me read you this headline. The North America Free Trade Agreement, The North America Free Trade Agreement is a punching bag for Donald Trump. But here's how they put it. The North American Free Trade Agreement comma, long a punching bag for President Donald Trump,
comma.
Who in the hell is who do they hire over there at the Laredo Morning Times to write this stuff? They don't know simple grammar.
Yeah, it sounds like a dangling modifier to me, but
Oh, dangling modifier. Listen, the North America Free Trade Agreement, comma, long a punching bag for President Donald Trump, comma, is edging closer toward collapse as negotiations gather for a fourth round of continuous talks here this week. What he means here is in Monterey. It's not here. Nothing happens here. In recent weeks, the Trump administration has spared. This guy could just take his pen out and say, "Forget about it," and Laredo would be sunk just like that. Boom, one stroke of the pen, presidential order, and he could do it. He has the power to do it, and we just over here spending money like it's going out of style.
yeah.
We don't have a secondary water source. Somebody wants to poison the Rio Grande. We're all dead.
Yeah.
We're all dead. Of course, I don't drink the water here, since our friends next door like to put in, 700 million gallons of shit in the water every day.
But you do shower in it, Jay.
Well, that's true. Do I smell like shit?
Not always.
I should smell like shit. No, think about it. I mean,
You wash your car in it?
oh yeah. Well,
wash your
I don't
dishes
care about
in it?
washing. Oh God, don't say that. How gross. How gross. Trisha Cortez came up with these numbers, and I just went, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" Rio Grande.
Has anyone even brought up the notion of a surface alternate water supply?
Oh yeah, they talk about it every now and then, but they don't. These politicians around here, they don't do nothing.
Well, that would be too
All
meaningful.
they do here is spend money, and they got nothing to
Water?
show.
What's that? That's
And
not
then they have nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
They spend money on this old house. It's all beat up, and it's nice. It's nostalgic. I get it. It's a historical marker, I guess, but it's not in the right place. It's not. It's off the beaten path. So you get a councilman who wants to spend all his allocated money for his district on that, basically, and so now you have I don't even want to talk about that. I mean, these people, I don't know what the hell is going on with them. They just spend money. They don't know how to. They don't know how to be frugal. They don't know how to negotiate. I think they steal it, most of them. What's in it for me, kind of thing. What's in it for me? But I'm on it. I mean, there's so many things on my table right now, I can't even tell you. Should I answer the phone?
I think you should. They're patient.
I mean, after all, it is your show, right?
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
All right. Well, first off, the Port of Manzanares is the port you're talking about, right? The Port of Manzanares in Mexico.
Okay.
All right. And the city of Laredo has a water source, secondary water source. It's in the valley. They're paying some farmer $100,000 something a year for the
Yeah.
last couple of years. But if you look at their plan for that secondary water source, right, they never put in their plan how to bring the water up here when we need it.
So you have a secondary water source.
No pipes, no nothing. But they're paying this guy because he's farming his farm out there. So many thousands of acres of water that they were paying this guy for him to reserve for us that he's actually using. And they have no plan to bring it up here if we needed it. If we needed it tomorrow, the city has no plan in their plan to bring it up here.
Wow.
That's kind of bizarre.
And it's downriver, so you would think, hey, if I need a water source, maybe it should be upriver so it flows down, right?
Gravity, baby.
Sounds like a scam.
And then I'll tell you something else. Check it out. Our bridge, our downtown bridge, the old one, right? It's been there for a long time, right?
Right.
About 8 years ago, a big piece, a 10 by 14 piece of it fell through, right? And the city just patched it up.
No kidding.
Boy, if they really think that this city is number one poor city in the country, is what they tell everybody, it is BS.
Yeah.
Washington did not cut the frickin' cherry tree, okay? It's just BS.
Yeah.
Look at the valley, how many bridges they have. Look at the railroad bridge that they did 3 years ago that they made 2 lanes. We still got the same railroad bridge and how much traffic, commercial traffic, comes on it?
Yeah.
Do they pay any attention to that
No,
thing?
no.
How about remodeling it? How about testing it?
Yeah.
Make sure it's structurally good.
Yeah.
The one right now downtown has a big hole in the bottom of it.
You go, man.
You know, you know what I'm saying? It's all a waste. It's all a freaking waste. And these guys are, instead of taking care of the commercial traffic that we have, which is very important to our city, NAFTA or no NAFTA. Before NAFTA, we had commercial traffic. We have more now. Why? Because of Puerto Manzanares and the other ports going on the Atlantic side.
Yeah.
This side. You know, but a lot of the traffic is going away through the valley. And Kansas City Southern is making a rail line in the valley going through Corpus around us to the Port of Houston.
Oh, they hate our guts.
You know,
I could tell you that.
Our kind of leaders, yeah.
Yeah, I could tell you Kansas City Southern hates the. I can remember this house over there. Want to get, or they did it. Doesn't have any plumbing. Doesn't have anything. It's just a wooden skeleton of an old house.
You know. Now, Laredo, and just pull it out. Go on the tree, man. Let the kids see you. Let the family see you. And it's the city's fault. You know, like that lady was running to some park and taking a dump.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you got to do in Laredo. But yet they say, oh, we're the city of the year in 2008 or some shit.
Bullshit.
American City, all American City. What a joke.
They
man.
make that
Take
stuff
away.
up. You know what? They make that stuff up, and people eat it up here. Just like people vote yes on everything. Every time they go vote, they vote yes on everything.
Yeah, the sheriff wants his new jail. But what's happening within our county? In our county right now, CCA in Rio Bravo is closing. Why is it closing? Well, because in Obama 2 years ago, before Obama left office, they signed a federal law saying we don't want federal inmates in private prisons. And we want by 2010, we don't want federal inmates staying in county prisons. Why? So there's a lot of corruption and know the local people and things are going on. So what they decided they're going to do, they have MDCs, Metropolitan Detention Centers, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, all the big cities have federal prison detention centers in them.
Yeah.
So they'll arrest you in Laredo, keep you a week, and then transfer you to the MDCs.
Right.
And this crazy sheriff, we're going to get federal inmates, we're going to get revenue. Look at the facts. Open your eyes. CCA is closing, dude. And they had a federal contract. Go up the street to Carrizo Springs. Same thing happened there. Go up to Catula. Same thing happened there. Guess what? Dude,
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah.
No, you're just spending our money because it's only $375 more per household. Really? Well, the metro went up. The water went up. The trash went up.
Well, and your property taxes have gone up 2 years in a row. But the property taxes here are ridiculous. They're the third highest in the state of Texas.
Yeah. And then, check out, the appraisal district is supposed to be a nonprofit.
Yeah, and what's funny about that is there's no quality of life to show for it.
Yeah, and then you go there and you have to argue. They will give you like $10,000 off the value of your home if your home is more than 30 years old.
Well,
they know your home is 30 years old, and they can just put it in their formula to deduct it, but they don't do that. You have to fight your appraisal, go there, tell them that.
That's right.
And then they look at the records. Oh yeah, that's right.
Unless
Now
you,
we'll reduce it.
unless you complain, that's right. Unless you catch them because you're paying attention, which most people don't pay attention, and you don't complain, nothing happens, right?
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's a cheating thing. They're just ripping you off, you know. And people think it's okay.
It's a shame.
It's not okay. You don't need. Look at the fire department. Go to our new fire station, right? The brand new central station.
Yeah.
How many fire department vehicles you see out there?
I don't know.
You're telling me that you can have 4 chiefs that are on duty share one truck? They're not on duty at the same time.
Hey,
They're not.
I
They
took
work on, one day off.
you go behind the police station, man. They got like 5 acres of cars and all kinds of vehicles and this and that and the other. I'm going, what the hell?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna tell you this. They said, well, we need more investigators, or we need this. Okay, but what did you do to take away police officers that are not doing police officer jobs? They came in, got trained, got selected, got paid to become police officers, but they're in charge of records. They're giving away ice cream. Really, brother? Really? People getting murdered and stuff, and that's what your concern is? No. You need to be out in the streets. You don't need a supervisor with 20 years experience of law enforcement in charge of records.
Right.
You don't need that. That guy needs to be in the streets doing his job. If you don't want to do his job, you can
Not watching out for their kids. They're not studying the issues. They're just voting whatever these guys want. They vote for it. And these guys that are running the place, they know they've known that for a long time, and they know it now. So here you're going to have a new jail with 350 beds. Can you imagine a county jail with 350 beds?
Here's the thing. By law, the sheriff only has to accept county inmates. That federal thing that's extra. Why is he doing it? If you would take away the federal inmates you have at the county jail right now, which is about 60, you would have 60 beds, so you guys don't have to go out of town.
Well, I think they get big bucks for those guys. I don't know. It's just
it's not that much of a big buck, but that's not his job. His job, he was voted by the people of this county, not by the United States government. If you want to be a federale, go ahead and apply for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and apply for it. But you were hired not by the Bureau of Prisons, by the United States Bureau of Prisons, but you were voted by the county of Webb, the people of Webb. So take our prisoners, which the law says you must take, and you must operate this jail.
Mm-hmm.
And stop the federal stuff, guys going to your jail. So you're saying your local guy, oh, my brother got arrested. Now I got to go visit him in Zapata. What? Why are you punishing the mom?
Right. I agree. You're spot on, man.
And this guy, he's a joke with that stuff. And I want to talk to you more about the parks. Our parks do not have decent restrooms. They do not have working, they have benches. There's some parks that don't have benches at all. Go to the Troutman, between Troutman Middle School and the elementary school. There's not one bench out there. Not one bench. The county commissioner, I'm going to donate a tree. Let's plant a tree. Yeah, take a picture. Fantastic. How about you put a bench out there, bro, so the kids can sit there instead of on the dirt with the ants and shit.
And then they want to spend millions of dollars for a convention center.
Okay, let's talk about the LEA. Oh, it's way too many people. Can we remodel it? Didn't the mall, the movies at the mall, say, you know what? We need bigger seats. We're going to have less seats because we're going to have more comfortable seats. And they put the power recliner seats, and people like them, and more people are going.
Yeah.
So you go to the LEA right now, and those seats suck. They're very tiny, not very wide.
Right.
We're big people. So why not? Okay, you know what? Instead of building a brand new freaking thing, why don't we take these old seats out and put wider seats in there? There's more space. People, solution solved. What are you talking about? I just saved you a whole bunch of money.
Well,
an engineer.
They don't care about saving money here. They care about although they care about is spending money, your money.
Yeah. And look at that crazy city councilman that we got that he ain't got no integrity. That's the example of what people want. Well, we voted for him because we like him.
Yeah. Well, are you talking about the cowboy that steals public records and makes them public? Is that the one you're talking about?
Let's talk about the criminal. Let's talk about the criminal because he's a criminal. Okay? Let's talk about the criminal. And then I got another one for you. They say crime doesn't pay, right? What happened to Chief Dovalina? Chief Dovalina, he was caught doing stuff, right, with the maquinitas. And the FBI took your money and my money and told this guy, if you agree to a lower charges and stuff, we'll walk you over to City Hall and we'll let you retire. And they let him retire. That's not the FBI's job or the U.S. Attorney to say what to do with our money. If the FBI and the U.S. Attorney want to pay Chief Dovalina now that he's out of prison and walking the streets of Laredo, then they should pay him. And because he's still getting paid, because he's still getting paid, we, the city of Laredo, can sue the FBI and the U.S. Attorney and say, why did you not arrest him when you should have? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you give him a break? And let them pay for him and let us get our money back.
Right.
There you go. I just bought you more money, man. I'm not a genius.
I think you ought to run for office.
Man, no, it's going to be crazy, man.
Well, that's the problem. See, people like you that are so concerned
and well informed
and very passionate, and people like you, you don't run for office. It's the people that want something. It seems like to me. I'm not saying that all of them are that way, but most of them are what's in it for me kind of attitude. You know what I mean?
But you know why that is, Jay? I'll tell you why. When they run for office, what do they say? I helped out this organization, and I was a PTA member, and I did this. What did you do that made you part of a team that had to sacrifice yourself for another? Really, what did you do?
Yeah.
They didn't serve in the military.
Well, you can go out and you can run for you can run for city council, and you can go around the neighborhoods and steal your opponent's sign. signs and stuff and get caught and go down to the police station and get mug shot and everything like that, and then you can still win.
Yeah. Hey, oh, I almost forgot. You're talking about the Richard Raymond. Hey, I called you 3 times in the past 2 months. You still haven't called me back, Richard. Call me back. I know you're running for office. And the guy who's running against you, I'm going to vote for him now because you suck. Texas Monthly says you suck, but the people of Laredo, Webb County, and this district.
Oh, come on now! Now Richard Raymond wants to build. He wants to help La Posada grow by building. He's all for this new convention center. Yeah, and
wait, but let's give him credit. He's getting the license plate that says "In God We Trust."
Oh God, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
He's got to put on a license plate. All right.
And he's also not doing anything about these out of control 8-liners that are all over the place on every corner.
Ah, hell, Richard.
And that's his responsibility. I mean, this is supposed to be regulated by the state of Texas, and they're not being regulated. And we're putting let me tell you what, our local police should not be regulating these things, but they do when they have to. But they should be doing other things. Anyway, I appreciate your call, man.
Terrific call.
Well, I appreciate it, Jay. Good luck, man. Stay out there.
All right, thank you. Our number is 441-1040. See, James, when this program takes off, which it will eventually, I'm kind of skeptic, though, because we're not on terrestrial radio, but that's okay. I think the future is now, and I think this program will take off, or I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So, there's so many. I've been gone for over 2 years, and there's so many crazy things that are going on right now. I just can't believe it. I just can't. It just defies common sense. Some of these projects that are going on right now, like this convention center. Okay. It's just a total waste of money because nobody's going to go to them. Like El Portal. I was over at El Portal the other day just to see how many of those office areas were vacant. I would say 75% of that building is vacant and has been vacant since the day it was built, over $26 million down the drain. Foolish spending. So they built this new mall. You were there with me.
I've seen it.
Empty.
Plenty of parking, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to go to the new mall? There's plenty of parking there for you, and then the hotel that was supposed to be revamped and revitalized, it's all boarded up.
It's a shame.
It's all boarded up.
Drove
and then you drive all. My brother and I, we drove all over town, just looking at the buildings and the condition of the city and everything. It's so bad. Yeah. It is so dilapidated. A lot of these places are boarded up. And you want to bring conventions down here? What are you on? What are you on? Right on the border of the U.S. with Mexico? Where when you look across the river, you see Mexican soldiers with ski masks on? And you want to build a convention right on the river? What are you people on?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
You're not going to get people to come down here for trade shows or conferences or anything. It's not going to happen. But then the only company that's going to benefit is the hotel downtown, La Posada.
And there is your smoking gun.
There's your smoking gun. And, but the fat cats that own La Posada, everybody wants into their pockets. And I'm not saying they're bad people because they're not bad people. They're good people. And I don't blame them. They're business people. And if I were them, I would be wanting the same thing, or the city of Laredo, or whatever I could get out of them for improvements. For my hotel, I'd be wanting that too.
Especially if you can get it for nothing.
Yeah, and you got people like Richard Raymond doing jumping jacks over this thing, and I'm going, look, what was I saying about El Portal when El Portal was going up? I said we're spending way too much money on this. Okay, and it's still empty. It was empty when it was the grand opening. It's still empty. 10 years later. And then we have, we needed to redo the mall down there on the river. I admit that, but I just don't think it's going to be, and I know that's a private venture, but I just don't think that's going to be very profitable for the people that have put their dough into that thing. I hope it is. And everybody had high expectations with the hotel being, redoing the hotel there, the Rio Grande Plaza. It's all boarded up. Might as well blow that thing up. And then, just why do you keep wasting our money? The city of Laredo, stop the spending. Stop the crazy shit that you're doing.
Family show.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like this. Oh my God. They just can't. They just can't spend the taxpayers' money fast enough. It burns a hole in their pocket. They give themselves a big fat raise. I think they're all making about $65,000 a year now, or something like that. I need to get my facts straight on that. But I heard that they got a big fat raise. They all voted themselves a big fat raise, and it's just a never-ending sieve. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good time that we come back on this radio program, because we're the only ones that ever say anything about the spending. We're the only ones that watch the budget. Well, what budget? Are you kidding me? Budget? What is that? How do you spell budget? Is that 2 syllables or one?
There's a D in there somewhere. Doesn't sound like it, but there is.
And here's a councilman found guilty because he disclosed information from a candidate that was running against him that was not a matter of public record. So, and they're just over here laughing. You see the picture in the paper. They're just all smiling. What are you going to do about it? Well, you know what? Nothing happened to him. He's this whole gang, the lawyers, whatever, right here, this picture. Mm-hmm. They're all smiling. This is before the judge even ever ruled. They're all smiling like they know what's going to happen.
It's all
predetermined, preordained.
Yeah.
So they're all smiling and stuff. And you know what happened? Nothing. Oh, I got probation. And if I don't piss anybody off for a year and a half, whatever it is, it's going to be deferred adjudication.
Yeah. Well, as you know,
and we did that with another councilman that was offering cocaine at a bar. He got deferred. Well, of course, we went after him, George Allgate. Now we walked the streets of that neighborhood, and we got a petition put together, okay, to have him removed, which he was removed. And then what did the city council do when you weren't looking?
Change the rules.
They changed the rules. So now instead of needing the signatures of only the registered voters that actually voted him in his district, now you need all of the registered voters in that district, period, whether they voted or they didn't vote. So you will never, ever recall another city councilman again, because that's almost impossible. Those numbers are not doable.
Yeah, I mean,
the numbers are doable, and this is a fair way to go. In a district, if 10,000 people voted, and you want to recall somebody, then you need X a percentage, according to the state of Texas, to get that guy out. So you go around and you get you a posse, and you go around and you get all these signatures, and you do it. But if you need everybody that's a registered voter in that particular district, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. And it was item number, the way they do it, the way they slide it past you, is when you go vote, they got all these different measures on the ballot, right? Well, here's one down here, item number 26. By the time you get down there, you just want to get the hell out of there, and you just check off, okay. Because you think your elected officials are taking care of you. They're not taking care of you.
They're taking advantage
of you. They're taking advantage of you, is what they're doing. Try to get rid of one of these bums now. It's almost impossible. It is impossible. So, I told Pete Sines when he was in here, I said, why did you allow that? That's just so wrong. I can't tell you how so wrong that is.
Well, it takes a
they got the biggest pelotas, these guys, man.
Well, they've gotten away with it for generations.
And nobody says anything because of the apathy, because everybody's working for the government here. Either you're a school teacher, or you're working for the county, or you're working for the city, or you're working for the federal government. No, the federal government, they can say whatever they want to. The city of the Laredo or the county can't do anything to them. But everybody's scared to death of these guys, except for me. So I have that's why I've had the most popular program in this town for many years, because I'm not scared of them. But do you think they're going to call up here? When they do call, Jay, don't say my name. Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't stand up for, this is one of the real serious considerations I had coming back here, But I felt that I should. And I don't have much longer to live anyway, now that I'm getting pretty old.
You're on the precipice of death. Hey, Jay,
thanks, you dirty bastard.
Why don't we play a song, and then when we come back, do a little sports? I got a lot to talk about.
Oh,
How about that?
Nobody cares about sports.
It's important stuff.
You're not going to talk about the NFL, are you?
That's the big bucks. Well, I have something to say about the Cowboys.
Well, nobody cares about the NFL. They again, Monday Night Football, man. They got guys that are acting up. All right, I'll play something. I'm getting too excited anyway.
You're on a roll.
See, James, this is the kind of stuff that you need to weed through.
Right. There's too much
No. Some of this stuff that I got on this playlist is just so horrible. That is Ringo Starr, and a song called "King of the Broken Hearts." We'll just do something else. How's that?
Yeah, just play something else.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous. I don't know where I got that. I must have been drunk that night or something.
We were on something.
I don't know what I was on. But anyway, let's start all over again. See
You're usually high on love.
I'm high on love, man. God almighty, let's see it. Here we go.
There you go, Bruce.
Oh, man! St. John. We are okay. I'm watching the messaging screen over here. My producers out there somewhere in Laredo listening, and I'm going to get a fix on this one way or the other. If I have to glue ice cream sticks on this microphone to keep me away from it, I will, and I will adjust my levels right now. James, you have sports?
I do. I have local and some exciting football coming your way tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here in Laredo?
Yes, we do. Last week, if you recall, we had a lot of buys off and a lot of out-of-town games. But this week we have
Oh, boy.
Alexander
Alexander.
is going to be playing San Antonio.
Home of the spoiled brats, Alexander.
Are they a hoity-toity school?
They're hoity-toity.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where all the
All the rich
I would
kids?
say the upper middle class and some of the higher end folks here in Laredo. That's where they live.
Well, they're
Alexander.
playing San Antonio Southwest today, or tonight, I should say.
They have the skinniest students there.
Yeah.
The
Lyndon Baines Johnson High is going to be in Del Rio.
LBJ.
Yes. And United will be playing United South.
Oh boy, that's always fun.
And Figueroa,
Figueroa, yes, that's
at
right.
Sherryland.
Sherryland.
And I've never heard of Sherryland.
Yes, Sherryland. They're going to be in Sherryland.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Why
the
don't you
big
just talk
show
about
is
what's
the
going to be here?
Battle of the Unbeatens between Nixon and the Mission
Is
veterans.
that a fact?
Yes, and Martin and Bruni, in case you're wondering, aren't playing this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But last night, Jay, I stayed up till it was actually about 12:15, which would have meant 1:15 in Washington to see the Cubs prevail over the Washington Nationals, and they'll be playing the Dodgers in a best-of-7 series starting either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure. They haven't determined that yet.
You and I have always been big Dodger fans.
Oh, absolutely. Go Blue.
And where's that tedious Chicago?
Oh, they're
Are they still in?
yes, they're playing. They will be the visiting team in L.A.
Oh, so they moved on.
Yes, they moved on to
Damn
the
it, man.
Yeah, the winner of the L.A. Chicago series goes on to the series, to the
Damn it.
World Series.
Well,
But more importantly, tomorrow is the big game, annual game between UT and OU.
oh, that's always
The Cotton
that's
Bowl
always-
Fest.
That's always fun. I
Yeah,
love them.
2:30.
Have you ever been to the Cotton Bowl when those guys play?
I've never been to the
I've
Cotton
been
Bowl
twice.
for a football game.
Well, I've been twice. It's a lot of fun.
Uh,
I don't remember. I remember
days-
getting there, but I don't
Yeah.
remember leaving.
yeah,
And thank God I don't drink anymore. You know.
well, I remember when
think
the
I
Dallas
wanted-
County
Yes,
folks had to reserve
They
a
still
special
do.
section
third floor
for all the fans that
Third
get a little
floor.
too rowdy. Yeah.
third floor.
Yeah.
Dallas
Oh,
County Jail.
You're familiar with the third floor.
Yes, I am. I've been to jail a few times. Oh yeah.
For a football game?
Oh,
for
you
getting
know, when I was
honorary
a
at a
kid,
football game?
when I was a kid and a cop wrote me a ticket, as soon as he got out of sight, I just wad that thing up and throw it out on the street. Say, "See you later."
Yeah.
And then they would eventually come to the house, you know, and
Rouse you.
yeah.
We want our money.
Well, don't you remember Mom used to have to come get me out of jail
Once in a while.
on a yearly?
Once in a while.
I didn't pay his tickets, and then one time she was down there, and it was like I don't know, like 11 o'clock at night.
Well, I remember
and I smarted off to the what do they call him? The night magistrate.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Night
He
court.
said, "How did you like your stay up here?" I said, "It wasn't long enough. I actually really liked it." And he goes, "Well, I'm going to send you back up there since you liked it so much."
Yeah.
I said, "That's fine." My mother was standing there. She was like fuming.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But
I
Texas
was
Tech.
kind of a smart ass when I was. I'm not that way anymore, of course, but
yeah.
yeah.
Another game of possible interest might be Texas Tech is playing West Virginia Saturday, and A&M is going to be facing a very tough opponent in Florida when they visit the Gators on Saturday.
my
That's going to be a
God.
tough one.
Oh yeah.
They're going into the swamp, as they call it. They're in Gainesville.
Oh yeah.
You've been to Gainesville.
Oh yeah.
That's Tom Petty
Oh,
territory.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gainesville, Florida. I was stationed in Florida when I was in the United States Navy in Mayport, Florida. I know where Tom Petty's from. I've been to Gainesville on many occasions, my friend. And I'm going to miss
It's-
Tom Petty, by the way.
It's
I can't believe he just killed over. You know,
It just goes to show you, man.
it just goes to show you some people like I was having chest pains. Remember that night, and I said these aren't going away. I tried to walk them off, and so called 911, and to the unfortunate dismay of many of you out there, I lived through that night, and
You didn't succumb to the.
I didn't succumb like Tom Petty. I
Yeah.
actually made it. And, you know, the nice thing about where we lived, though, we were only like a stone's throw away from University Hospital. So
You
on
could almost literally see it from
and
the
they
house.
didn't think I was having a heart attack anyway. And they just put me in a
They were
room.
very
with-
nonchalant about
yeah,
it.
I waited for a couple of hours before I saw a doctor. They didn't see any vital signs going crazy. I just had chest pains, and if you ever have chest pains, you need to go to the hospital because it's serious stuff. I could have not gone, you know. I could have just blew it off. But I got my brother out of bed, was watching Monday Night Football, and he called 911 for me. And
Yeah.
Leon Valley came out there, and they were very nice. But they didn't think I was having a heart attack.
It could have been. They thought it could have been either
So-
defib or something. Defib.
Yeah, I don't know.
IFib.
Anyway, they said, well,
Yeah.
maybe we ought to give you a ride to the hospital anyway. So I said, well, okay. They didn't turn on the emergency lights.
They
or
stopped at every stop
stopped
sign
at
and
every
light.
stop sign, and we were chatting in the back and everything. And hell, I didn't know they were going to bill me like $900.
You didn't get the full treatment.
I didn't even get the full treatment. No sirens, no lights, no nothing. But I still got the $900 bill. That's what they charge, about $885 for that little ride. And it's only about a mile away. But now, oh, God, if you have a heart attack in Laredo, you're dead.
Might as well start the funeral
Might as well
proceedings.
start the funeral proceedings.
But anyhow,
If you have anything in Laredo.
for those of you who have been
How
in
to
a
help
cave, the league has upheld Ezekiel Elliott's 6-game suspension, which
Oh,
will
wow.
begin this Sunday, which is actually a pretty good break for Dallas because they're going to count this week's bye week. Dallas doesn't play Sunday. They're going to count
Oh,
this
they're
bye
gonna
week
count it. Okay.
against the 6-game suspension. So
How do
he's
you
only going to
figure-
really
why would
miss
they do
5
that?
games.
Why would they do that? That's kind of silly.
Well, I think that's why Jerry Jones kind of intervened earlier this week to talk about the kneeling and standing
Well,
thing.
I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are doing
Anyway,
very well, are they?
Dallas got a break.
Oh, okay.
But they're still going to miss games against the 49ers, Redskins, Chiefs,
What is
Atlanta,
he
and
got in
Eagles.
trouble for beating the hell out of his girlfriend or something, or what was it?
Well, domestic violence claims, but we're
why
not.
why do you want to hit a woman? I don't understand.
Well, the powers that be up in the area where this happened didn't find them
that.
legitimate enough to cause.
Even when I
or to-
was a drunk, I wouldn't hit a woman. Even when I was
I
a
know
drunk.
that, Jay. You're,
You know, I mean, they beat the hell out of me. There's
But,
there's
yeah.
plenty of people that can tell you that witnessed my getting my ass
But
kicked.
the
and
the
Cheers
authorities
cocktails a few
the
times.
authorities didn't see enough to press charges, but the NFL did. So,
Well,
and
she
that's
had,
where we are.
She had, I mean, she just came up with this months later, or what?
It was a bit of a time delay, but that's not
Did she-
uncommon.
Did she
That's
have
not
any
uncommon.
witnesses or anything? Or?
I don't know the particulars,
Well-
but the cops chose not to press charges. Is the point?
So why
Why
is
did the NFL get involved?
Yeah,
Good question.
they seem to do everything backwards. You know, they won't. In other words, you know, when we had when Dallas had those police officers murdered, how many were murdered at the same time downtown?
Something
by
like
the
6.
4 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let the Dallas Cowboys honor them with
I don't recall that,
wearing
Jay.
some special kind of. Anyway, it's just weird that. And then they let these guys protest our flag or what? If you want to protest, that's fine. If you want to protest about injustice, go to the police department and march up and down the street. Don't do it on the football field. You're on my time now. Hey,
Yeah.
really, and I get this all the time. Well, you know, freedom of speech, freedom of expression,
Right.
and all this other
But,
kind of stuff. But
Let me give you just a really, really quick quote from Rush Limbaugh. And
Rush Limbaugh, my
he
favorite.
said, I don't think that it's useful or helpful for any employee anywhere to be forced to do something because the government says they must.
Yeah.
But the NFL is not the government, Rush. It's a private business.
Oh, now you're trashing my man, huh?
No, I'm just saying it's a private business.
Oh, yeah. You're right about that.
You-
And a private business, you don't have freedom of speech.
No, you don't. You walk into your boss's office, you tell him exactly what you feel about him, and when you're walking out with your severance check because you just got fired,
it's
you
like
can't
they get-
complain about
like
your
I
First
worked
Amendment
I worked
rights.
for a Jew for all these years. You remember Dan Lautman?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
But so you want me to take my Christmas bonus check and go in there and say, "Hey, you Jew bastard! Why only this much? I should have got
Because it was
more.
a Hanukkah bonus.
I should have got more."
You get that in separate payments.
Yeah, not only would the old man would have punched me in the mouth, but he would have kicked my ass out, and he could too. Believe
Well,
you
he
me,
was-
or have it done one way or the other.
Yeah, he could have arranged things.
He could have it arranged. He had like 300 employees. I'm sure there's some guy that would love to kick my ass at Hollywood Ribbon.
Yeah.
What else is going on? How's the modulating now out there? Am I okay? Am I not over modulating?
Our
It looks like I'm
producer
doing-
at large, Aaron.
Yeah, where are you now? I mean, you're supposed to be guiding me on here. I mean, I guess he went to go take a dump.
Well, no, you play Stairway to Heaven when you do that.
You know the trick, don't you?
Or Do
No,
You Feel Like We
actually-
Do by
actually,
Frampton.
when I used to work at a rock and roll station, and I had long hair and everything, and this is back in the 70s, and we'd play Stairway to Heaven. That was a pretty long song.
Yes, it was.
We'd go out and fire one up,
Yeah, around the corner.
And then one day I locked myself out of the building, and I had to we had glass panels, and I had to bust the glass, and the cops came out. I called the cops and everything. They came out there.
Must have been good
Remember
stuff.
that? KZZY, the Buzzard in San Antonio, when I broke down the glass, and the cops came out there, and I said, "Hey, somebody doesn't like my show." And I went out before I called the cops, and I found a big. Now I can do this now because it's been so long ago, so I must be like okay, right?
Yeah, the statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and found me a big rock. I put on a long song, and I went out and found a big rock, and I stuck it in the studio, and I said, "Some son of a bitch threw a rock through the window."
They must have not
Tried
liked
to
your playlist.
It must have not liked me, right?
Yeah, your playlist must
Yeah.
have sucked.
So somebody's trying to. So the cops came out there. Did you fill out a false police report? No, I did not. I did not. You know what? The police came out there, and I said, I don't know what's going on. I plead the fifth. Oh, you're Jay St. John? Oh, you must have egged them on. There's a lot of people that like throw rocks at you.
Yeah, well, your reputation precedes you.
Okay, I sound good now, right? Okay, I just have to get this thing
To
off.
me, you sound good.
Yeah, so he says, my guy out there says I sound pretty good today. So how you doing, James? Who's playing tonight? Anybody playing? No, tonight's Friday.
It's Friday, but tomorrow
Texas is playing, right? They're playing at the
at the
Dallas.
Cotton Bowl. That's
Cotton
tomorrow.
Bowl. That's
Jay.
so much fun. If you can ever go up there for Cotton Bowl, that's so much fun.
It's a rowdy situation.
It's a rowdy.
But the New York Yankees are going to be traveling.
Who gives a shit? New York Yankees.
To Houston.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. My Astros.
Yeah. So go Stros.
Go Stros, yeah. And then, so how many baseball teams
We have 4
are
left.
still in the mix? So there's
Cubs at Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yankees at Astros.
All right.
7-game series each.
And so who do we have playing tonight? Tonight's Friday night.
There is no
local
baseball
high
tonight.
school. No high school
we
football.
mentioned the high school already.
Well, you should know it by heart right now. You should
Well,
be
I have it right here on my list.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I can see that you're getting better at this. You're starting to put it
Care?
all. Yeah.
No, I when I was on the
It's called show prep, brother.
I understand. When I was looking at the local Laredo Times,
Yeah.
I noticed that there was some information on Apparently, women's volleyball is pretty hot down
Oh
here.
yeah, and the women's volleyball.
So I'm going to start mentioning
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, and they're good too. I talked about them yesterday when you weren't here. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
What else? I tell you, the high school sports here. We love our high school sports in Laredo.
Well, that's all you have.
I know. I was going to say that because I'm a nice guy and everything, but
Well, it's the truth.
I don't understand why we just continually keep getting the living crap taxed out of us. Our homeowners' taxes and stuff are the third highest in the state of Texas. And they just constantly want more and more. And now they come up with these bullshit reasons why to tax you, okay? Now they have a new tax this week. Did you hear about it?
It's a tax on a tax.
It's a tax on a tax. I'm telling you.
Don't you have George Harrison? I mean, the Beatles tax man somewhere on there.
I don't
That'd be a
know.
good.
What's that?
That'd be a good one to
I'm a
play.
tax man?
Yeah.
Let's see here. We'll play this for the. Let me get my.
Yeah, it's the first time.
I don't get very many requests, so I put my keyboard way over
Well,
there.
I think that'd be a very appropriate tune.
Because I'm the tax man.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
Well, I'll fix that over the weekend.
Yeah. I don't. Well, maybe I have. I have a lot of Beatles, but
Not that one.
The tax man. Is that what it's called?
It's called Taxman. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the first cut on the Revolver album.
Oh, you would know that because
Yeah.
you're into that kind of thing.
Well, I'm a Beatleologist.
Yeah, you are. I have Nowhere Man. We could play that for
You
Raul.
played that yesterday.
We could play that for Raul Salinas. I have Ticket to Ride. We could.
That's
play,
good.
We could play that one for Raul Salinas too.
Yeah.
He could take a freaking ride right out of town. It wouldn't bother me. What else do I have here? I mean, okay, so
Ticket to Ride is cool.
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that one or not. Let's see.
That was a very cool tune.
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Okay. I let me get it back. I passed it up. You want to hear Ticket to Ride?
Sure.
By the way, I don't mind taking your request out there. If you have a request, you want me to play something.
Just don't call Jay a DJ. Don't whatever you
Just
do.
whatever you do, don't call me a DJ because I really, really hate that. Okay, here we go. The Beatles, ladies and gentlemen, and Ticket to Ride. Oh yeah, baby!
I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. The girl that's driving me mad is going away. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care. My baby don't care.
All right, I got it. Hey, it's James. Here's the problem with the whole music library. There's like 2,200 songs here. That was running hot. I want to tell you, when
It was running too high on the bottom side, yes.
Well, this is why I want you to clean this music list up, because you have to go through each and every one, and all the dB levels have to be the same on every, and they're not. So if they're too hot, they sound distorted. This is what my guy is telling me right now. I'm watching him typing me. He's listening on the at his house, and I'm watching him type me these messages. And I'm sounding pretty good right now because I'm staying off the mic. I'm not humping the mic like I usually do. And sometimes when I have this pencil sticking out and a tape around the mic, I'm pretty good. But I don't have my pencil here today.
Well, sometimes you just want to make love to your microphone.
I know.
Man.
I just want to give it a blowjob almost. You know, I want to blow my mic. And I don't have those tendencies in real life. Okay, people, don't be thinking that way now. But sounds real good now. So I'm staying off the mic, but I do like to hump this mic a lot. And it's just a real bad habit that I have. But usually I could tape a pencil. Sharpen the pencil, tape it onto the microphone where it sticks out about 6 inches, so where if I get too close, it pokes me in the eye. That's why I'm blind in the left eye, by the way.
Or take a sharp needle and just put a cork on the end of it so you
Why
don't
don't you
poke
just
your
take
eye
a
out.
freaking baseball bat. I was talking earlier, and I was looking for my notes. I was talking about that $450,000 that the city of Laredo paid for that old house over there. Let me see. This is just a perfect example of how inconsiderate some of these city council people are when it comes to spending our money. So here you have a $450,000 old house that I know is a landmark, but it's just, unfortunately, a landmark should be in the right part of the land, don't you think? I mean, if it was downtown, I would say, yeah, you got your landmark there. And we want to preserve that building because it's part of our heritage.
It's got historical significance.
It's not on the beaten path.
Yeah.
So here's an in-your-face $450,000 we paid the homeowner that the taxpayers will have to pay for, and by the time it's all said and done, this whole project's going to cost over $1 million. The real question is, what Laredoans are why are you staying silent about this? When I try to get comments, when I put it on my Facebook page, the J. St. John page, you know, people just don't want to speak up, and people wonder why these local politicians that we have are just raping and pillaging our city, and we got to stop the bleeding. And so here we have this whole project's going to cost over $1.5 million to fix it up. And instead of getting the community involved to fix it up, to do the yard and paint and all this other kind of stuff, they want to spend money on contractors. I don't live for that phone, by the way. My brother sees the phone ring and he goes nuts. He goes, aren't you going to answer the phone? You're like your mother. My mother used to hear the phone ring. She could pick that phone up before it rang.
Yeah,
on the half ring.
Yeah, like Clint Eastwood in a gunfight.
And she'd prop her ass up on the drain board and talk for 2 hours about nothing. So here we are. We paid we gave this homeowner $450,000 who said that, you know, he wanted to preserve the heritage of the house. It was built in something like, I don't remember, like 1910, and it's going to cost the taxpayers well over $1 million by the time it's all said and done to restore it, and nobody's going to go there. It's not a tourist stop. It's off the beaten path over on Chihuahua Street. So I don't know how much our city councilman got out of it. I'm sure he got a few coins. I'm not saying that he did, but I'm not saying that he didn't either.
Are you saying it has no
Am I saying
historical significance?
am I saying that he's a thief, Alex Perez? Well, let's go back. I wish I had one of those magical wands where it goes. But last time he ran for city council, if I remember correctly, he stole a bunch of signs from his competitor out of people's yards and got caught and went to jail. And then he still won. He steals his competitor's yard signs, campaign signs. The cops catch him. He goes to jail. Of course, he's out in 5 minutes. Well, you know who I am. I am Alex Perez. I'm your city councilman. Oh, okay, you can go. You know,
Sorry to bother
we have a different set of standards depending on who you are around here, you know. The law is not equal for everybody in Laredo, Texas, my friend. Don't ever think it is, because it's not. So he gets, nothing happens to him. I just wonder, did he ever return the signs? But he won. He won. Oh, I can imagine it. You're in the voting booth. Well, he stole a few yard signs. It's no big deal. But
I doubt the people
you shouldn't
knew
have
that,
voted
though.
for him because he got caught. That's why you shouldn't have voted for him. I'm all into stealing the yard signs. Don't get me wrong.
But you have to do it a little more surreptitiously.
Yeah,
a little on the
come on,
sly,
man. Get
you know?
caught stealing yard signs. Give me
That's
a break.
pretty low. It's like getting caught tagging
And then you want to run our city, and you can't even steal a freaking yard sign
and get away with it.
and get away with it? Were you smoking pot that night? That's just a rumor. So they haul him down to the jail, and they don't book him or anything. They just, you're Alex Perez. You're our
Sorry to have bothered you,
Oh,
sir.
sorry to bother you, sir. Go ahead. Here's the signs back. You want to go stick them back in the yard or what?
Yeah, that's your punishment. To put them back.
But he won again. Those people, I don't know, man. I guess I don't. I could see if you. I don't know. I sometimes I just can't figure things out. And now we have Trump in office, and he wants to close down Laredo. He wants to shut down NAFTA. And they're in serious talks right now. They're in their 4th week of talking. They got the Canadian officials, they got the Mexican officials, and they got the U.S. officials meeting in Mexico City.
They're just going to try to fine tune it, right? I mean, they're
They're
going to
fine tune
down
it.
the toilet
They're going to fine tune it, all right.
to where it's at least a little bit advantageous
You
to
know,
Americans.
it's got to be better for us, and if it's better for us, it's better for Laredo. So
Absolutely.
we're gonna bend Mexico over and say, hey, we sent you a lot of we put a lot of manufacturing in your country, and we did this and we did that, and it's kind of like out around. It's just not fair. We want it to be a little bit more fair, and of course they don't want to give up any of their pie.
No.
We'll see how it works out.
Well, I know how much you enjoy Oreo cookies, Jay.
Yeah, I do.
They're made in Mexico now.
I know. I like
Nabisco.
Hey, I like stuff that's made in Mexico. I buy stuffed candies and
but
I buy candies and cookies.
Nabisco means National Business Company.
Well,
That's where they got the name.
I know. But they do a good job. And, they make better Coca-Colas in Mexico. Have you ever had a Mexican Coca-Cola?
Well, it's with pure cane sugar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rather than the fructose.
I like it a lot better than
corn
the
fructose
US.
stuff.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, no, they use sugar cane instead of
okay. So that's what makes it
fructose.
taste better?
Yeah, it's real sugar.
Let me tell you something
Not
about
derived from corn.
Mexicans in Mexico. They know how to cook. Okay.
Boy, do they know how to
Do
cook.
they know how to cook? And they know they know the good liquor too. Let me tell you, there's nothing, and I don't drink anymore, but I
Fixing
drank
cars.
a mini of Hornitos.
Yeah.
And they
Patron.
Patron. Oh, Patron. I used to
God.
love. Oh man, I have memories on Patron, or no memories.
It's a memory eraser.
I have no memories. So anyway, we spend money. These people that run the city government, they spend money like it's other people's money, and they don't really care.
Well, clearly they don't.
So that's what we're here for. We're a watchdog radio program, and we're the only ones in town that will allow you a platform. We're all about the citizens, all about you. We demand transparency and accountability. Even though we demand those things, they laugh at us. We don't get it.
We're gonna have to break out the pitchforks.
You know,
and
we don't get it. You know, I've fired a few of them up before, but we don't get it. Us citizens have to stick together. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to live forever, and we gotta be vigilant for our children. Okay, so here's the deal. My doctor told me that, hey, you might have 15 years left, Jay, because you know you've been smoking all your life and drinking all your life, and you're just not. It's not good for you. I don't have a good prognosis for you, but I just laughed.
as long as you behave yourself, you got a lot of time.
Yeah. So
left.
yeah, I know. So I quit smoking, and I quit drinking, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go out with I'm either somebody's going to shoot my ass, or I'm going to die of really, really old age. Because I'm not, if you don't shoot me, I'm not dying like Tom Petty just fell over and had a heart attack. Okay. Basically, I had the same thing as Tom Petty, but look who's here.
Well, they say
So
he'd
money
been
can't
unconscious for
buy.
a while.
Money can't buy life.
Well, Tom Petty was alone when he had his incident in his house in Malibu. Had someone been there, he might have been able to make it.
Oh, he was by himself? I didn't know
He was
that.
in his house, yeah, and they found him unconscious, and then that's when they took him to the hospital.
Oh. Well, I'm a loner, too. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, but I was there to rescue you.
Yeah, you were. No, I wasn't having a heart attack, though. I was just having chest pains. So if you have chest pains, let me tell you, folks, don't
chalk it off
don't
as
be
just
jacking around
indigestion
don't
or
be
something.
jacking
Do
around with
something
that
about
stuff,
it.
you know. I mean, because you only have one life, and
Yeah.
once it's gone, it's gone. But anyway, I'm here for you. I just want you to know, is it time for us to go?
What do you want to send him off with, Jay?
I don't
For
know.
a good weekend, football and
We
baseball.
got football and baseball. Who's Dallas play?
They're off again,
that's
and you don't
right,
care.
yeah.
Remember,
I'm not watching pro football. Okay, who's Texas play? Do you know?
Texas is playing OU
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow at 2:30. Numbnuts in the Cotton Bowl.
I don't know. I had a brain freeze.
guess you did.
Man. This is really concerning.
I would be concerned.
I know, right? All right, I'm going to close the show out today with a little CCR. How's that?
That's good.
Some CCR. You guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to like us on our Facebook page. And what else?
Asta Monday.
Asta Monday. Yeah, we go.
Well, you wake up in the morning, you hear the work bell ring, and I march you to the table. You see the same old thing. Ain't no food upon the table. There's no fork up in the pan. But you better not complain, boy. You get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special